Hey guys, what is up? It's Gibbs here with the Vainglory 1.18 patch notes. There's a lot of notes in here, a lot of cool new things. Let's go ahead and get a quick rundown. First up is a new hero, Lance. He is going to be released in 1.18. Here's a splash art for him. He looks really cool. He's got the whole eagle shield with the awesome looking sword. And he's going to be the roam or the tank is what they're saying. There's some lore if you want to check it out. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check out the patch notes yourself. He's going to be early access. It's for the first 7 days, ice only. And here are his abilities. So his passive is called Partisan's Technique, and his basic attacks damage every target along their path, which is kind of like AoE, I believe. However, his attack speed is slow. Like his attacks are slow to land, and attack speed is less effective on him. Instead of energy, he uses stamina. So if you buy energy regen, it's going to be stamina regen as well. His impale, his A ability, so he's going to like thrust his sword down in a straight line, and it's going to root opponents. And anything when you overdrive it, if it hits an enemy, it also resets the cooldown of combat roll, which is his ultimate we'll get to. His B ability is Guillotine Wall. The passive is that he strafes around the enemy, which is really interesting technique for Lance. And while strafing, he reduces damage from the target's direction by up to 50%, which is like kind of OP. Kind of OP as a passive. The active is that he sweeps the opponents away with his pole arm. So he's going to like push them back, kind of like a glaive point. He's going to push them back. He's going to deal weapon damage, and it's going to stun them. If you hit them in a wall or something into a turret, then it's going to stun them. So that's really, really strong. And then his ultimate is combat roll. It's like on like a 4-second cooldown, I believe, if I remember from beta. And he's going to do a somersault. Like he's going to do a freaking somersault. And his next basic attack within 2 seconds will strike quickly. And it is reset. It says if an enemy is hits, it also resets the cooldown. So you're going to be somersaulting all over the Halycon Fold. Lance is going to be really cool, really cool. Probably one of the newest things that you're going to notice are the quests in the chest. So there's quests in chests. There's going to be new challenges. So you're going to have like achievements, kind of like you're going to get more loot, more glory, pretty much with quests. And let's see, the chest. So there's going to be up to level 30 now. There's level 30 you can hit instead of level 20. And you're going to be receiving chests. Don't worry, if you're level 20 right now, you're going to receive all the chests up to this point. But in the future, you're going to get up to 30 and you're going to unlock all these cool chests that are going to give you like insane amount of things, really cool stuff. It's going to help you get more glory as well. You're going to get it for each level, and the level cap is 30. Take notice of this, because the first win, third win, and Sinister 7, they're still in the game, but you won't see them. You're not going to see them. As you can see, like it's just in a transition. So you won't be able to see them right now, but they're still there. Probably a huge thing is the AFK Forgiveness. Pretty much if you go in solo queue, or if they pair you with somebody who AFKs, then the match will not hurt your skill tier. And if you party up and somebody AFKs, it's going to hurt your skill tier. But if they pair you up and somebody AFKs, it's not going to hurt your skill tier. And the person who AFKs will lose skill tier progress. This kind of sounds horrible to me because I'm thinking solo queue etiquette's going to be if you're feeding and you're losing, that person goes AFK. That way it saves everybody else's elo. But I talked to one of the developers, and evidently there's some like stuff on the back end that kind of prevents that. So try not to abuse it. As it stands right now in the patch notes, it sounds like it needs to be abused. But they are saying there's stuff on the back end that's preventing the abuse. But you know, sometimes they say things that's not actually there. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's going to have that much of an impact. The XP boost, look out for the new account XP boosters since we have level 30 now. The graphics on Android, if you're on Android, you can now change your graphic quality. And you can select the device, you can handle the stuff. Alright, so we got some new hero skins as well. First up is going to be the Skye Tier 1. Looks very, very sexy. I like the ponytail and a little bit of cleavage coming out. Not too sure she's like fueling up her pump. So this is Skye Tier 1. This is Skye Tier 2. This splash art is absolutely amazing. This is probably one of my favorite splash arts that's like action-y. Celeste Tier 1 is one of my favorite as well, but this is definitely going to be one of my favorites. It's Supersonic Skye Tier 2, this one right here. And they are releasing Tier 3, June 3rd, Tier 3 Celeste. This is Tier 3 Celeste. This is freaking absolutely gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous skin. And then we have a Blackfeather. Blackfeather's getting his first skin. Look at this skin. This skin is super, super cool. I'm loving the sword, loving the sword. Not too sure what's up with the owl over here. But, sometimes, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. And then we have Supersonic Skye Tier 3. This is a Tier 3 skin. The splash art looks kind of a little bit dull to me compared to the Tier 2. But you can bet yourself the in-game animations for this are going to be like through the freaking roof. She's got her all white shorty shorts on, you know, pretty much she's supersonic, but she's looking like a little bit of Allegiance. I like it a lot. I like the skins a lot. So next up are the gameplay changes, the scorecard. So you can't see how many minions your enemy has until you have vision on them. Same thing with the items, except you can't see the minions now. The Battle Royale surrender is now 8 minutes. And now we're getting into the hero balance changes. There's a ton of these. First up is Vox, and they are reworking Vox. So first off, his base weapon power is up early game. His early game has been beyond doubled, but it scales not nearly as hard. His attack range is up for 4.5 to 5, so he's got a little bit more attack range, which is awesome. I kind of think he needed that. His basic attacks, they do not deal crystal damage anymore, guys. They do not deal crystal damage. His sonic zoom, they fixed the bug where he could travel further than intended. The weapon ratio has been changed. It's like it's going up early, but then it's kind of like going back to where it is now. However, if you overdrive it, you will not get the 20%. So when you overdrive A, you used to get 20% extra weapon damage, but not anymore. So it's kind of like they're buffing the level 1, like maybe level 1, level 2, and then they're like nerfing the rest of it. And his auto targeting, I mean, whatever he recently attacked, he's going to attack. And his B ability. So his B ability is changing a lot. The cooldown is down from, like, the cooldown on it's down, the energy cost is down, which sounds good, so you can spam it some more, right? But the energy cost is down 10, 5, 5, like, it's a pretty decent amount. However, the resonance bounce range is up from 4 to 5 meters. And the resonance projectile speed is up from 5 to 8, which is insane. The resonance bounce damage is changed, so it's going to be doing, like, it does half the minions, pretty much. They upped the crystal ratio on it. They upped the base damage on the resonance bounce damage, and the pulse no longer amplifies resonance damage. Instead, it adds a base of 25 to 150 instead of the percentage, and it spreads to other targets hit by resonance. So the resonance is going to spread to another target hit by resonance, and it's going to keep spreading and keep spreading and keep spreading. So it's going to be like a bounce mage, it's like what they're wanting, and the reflex block's not going to like block it. It's not going to block it. And the cooldown is down on his wait for it. So all in all, is it a nerf? Is it a buff? It's probably the biggest change out of all the heroes. Vox, it's a rework. Only time will tell whether it's a nerf or a buff, because it is a really solid rework. All in all, I'm going to have to say, like, early game weapon power is good. Late game crystal, but I think he still will have energy issues. We will just have to see. The pulse, man, broken mist called broken for a reason. So if you get broken mist stacks and you have the energy, it's gonna get insane. Next up is Saul. So Saul stacks, you know, he gets like 12 stacks and he can't move. So now they're gonna be gradually falling off. So instead of like going from like when you attack, you move like you move fast, and you just like the 12 stacks, you don't move. And then you're gonna start moving a little bit faster. So they're not gonna fall off instantly. You're just gonna be able to move a little bit faster, which is really, really good. The roadie run's have been buffed. Missing health damage has been increased in the, let's see, it's been increased in the early game. So not by much, but it's percentage. Like, it's percentage missing health. So it's actually a buff on his A ability. So Shank Saw coming in hot. The energy cost is down on it too at max. Suppressing fire, the channel duration is down from 2.5 to 2 seconds. So it's going to be a little bit quicker suppressing fire, so you're not stunned as long when you use it. The total damage is going to be from 250 to 240, so they're nerfing the total damage. I mean, they're buffing it like level 1, but after that, it's just like nerfed. The slow duration is going to be changed. It's a solid 2 seconds up to 2.5, so it's pretty much buffed in the early game, nerfed in the late game. Energy cost is down, and they fixed a bug where he would reveal himself. This is a very solid change to Saul. I'm not saying he's going to be super OP, but CP Saul is actually going to probably see a little bit more CP Sauls. Alpha's up next. Alpha's base attack speed is up. So her base attack speed is up. It's going to scale a little bit more. The reboot health is up. And her Prime Detective, they fixed a bug on it where it wasn't working properly. Her core charge, her cooldown is going to be improved at early ranks. And the cooldown per basic attack. So you're going to be able to use her core charge a lot more. Like, I'm not saying, like, you're going to be able to use it a lot more. And the crystal ratio on her ultimate is up. Her ultimate was hitting really hard with crystal before, but now it's going to be 50% more crystal ratio. But I think with this a base attack speed increase and the cooldown, like, I think weapon power may have also received a buff as well, even though they've been trying to make her CP. But if that 250 just blows people up instantly, It's going to be a nightmare, but we will see where it gets to. I think it's a very solid change, and we'll see what happens. Next up is Glaive, one of the top tier junglers. His Afterburn, the energy cost is 120 in the beginning, so you can't spam it as much in the beginning. They kind of like, they lowered that last patch, they increased it this patch. And the damage has been changed on it. So it used to have 100% crystal ratio, now it has 130. I kind of think they're hinting at a little bit of CP Glaive here. And the damage has changed, is increased in the early game, decreased in the late game since you have the crystal ratios. The Blood Song, his ultimate, the base damage is down. The damage per stack is up. So the base damage down, the damage per stack is up. So if you have the stacks, it's going to hit harder. And it no longer gets full stacks upon death, but instead you keep the stacks that you had when you died, which is very like logical to me. Adagio, man. We're further pushing Adagio's strength into combining his skills, yada yada. Pretty much his base damage crystal ratio on his B ability is down by 10%. But if you set somebody on fire, you're gonna get that 10% back. So it's like pretty much instead of giving him the raw damage in his B ability, you have to set him on fire first, which isn't too hard. And next up is Rona. I think Rona right now as is really strong, but they're coming into 1.18. They're gonna buffer up a little bit. So definitely keep your eyes on Rona. The Blood Rage gained is up, which is always good. Into the Fray cooldown is actually down by a lot. It's down by 6 seconds at rank 1 and 3 seconds like it max, but you're probably not going to max that. The fortified health generated per hero hit is going to be up, so she's going to be a lot more tanky going into the fray, and you're going to be able to use it a lot more. The red mist, the fortified health generated is up, so Rona a lot more viable. Definitely probably going to be one of the top, I would say one of the top tier junglers going into 1.18. Celeste Solar Storm, the cooldown is down by a good bit. 30 at rank 1 and then 10 if you max it, which you probably should. Fortresses, they fixed a bug on it, so it can now target structures, and they fixed a bug where you couldn't get the auto attack off. And the bleed damage per second is down. So it's down by 15 base damage on his Law of the Claw, his B ability. And the base damage has been changed off of the ability itself. So the bleed damage has been changed by 15. So the ticks are not going to tick as much with base, but the base damage has been changed from 90 to 100. So they're kind of like, the bleed damage is going to be a little less OP, and the initial damage is going to be a little bit more OP. Well, not a little bit more OP, but early games, you'll see it. Next up is Jewel. They are addressing Jewel's feet. So it's kind of interesting. Her base armor and shield is up. So she used to have no armor to just like shield. Like it was weak. Her base armor and shield is up to 20 to 60. So she has a lot more at level 1. And then her passive, heavy plating, gets bonus armor. So it's kind of reduced at level 1, but she's going from getting 20. She used to get 0 and 40. Now she's getting like 20 and 40. Excuse me, she used to get 0 and 55. Now she's getting 24. So it's a slight buff. It's a slight buff as far as her passive goes if you use her passive, but overall she's going to be a lot tankier. Kestrel deals full damage to jungle bosses. Ozu, the bonus healing has been increased by like 5% early game. 5% early game. His A ability, the base damage on all 3 hits is up. So the base damage is coming up. Ozu is definitely going to be a lot more stronger. Last patch, they tried to make him a CP like tank. But just with these right here, this is going to help CP, but more of weapon power. However, when you get to his B ability, the acro bounce, look at these ratio increases. Holy cow. The bounce crystal damage is up by 20%. The final damage is up by 20%. The additional damage per bounce has been changed. You get 10 at level 1, 20 extra more, then 30 extra more, then 40 extra more. So they're doubling the base damage on it, but they're lowering the crystal ratio by 15%. It's going to be like really, really crystal. If you can hit the acro bounces, it's going to do a lot of damage, and then you can heal up. It's kind of be insane. So definitely start practicing Ozu. Blackfeather, his base attack speed is down by okay amount. It's going to, like, late game is fine because you probably already have like a Bone Star trigger with an infusion. His Feint of Heart, they fixed a bug where it would occasionally carry him behind his target, which was his A ability, if you noticed that a little bit. Then we have Scarf. Scarf's Fan of the Flames is his, like, passive. This is so, like, out there and kind of hard to understand. They removed 1% crystal ratio. The burn duration was always 2 seconds. And the damage per stack is up. So they increased about 0.5 damage per stack, but they have the 1% crystal ratio removed. The max stack is down from 4 to 2, but if you use critical strikes, like if you land a crit hit, you're going to get 2 automatically. But if you level up the goop, it's going to increase the max stacks. So kind of forcing you to use that goop to get the max stacks. instead of just chasing people down. The Spitfire, the damage to minions has been changed. They pretty much nerfed that as usual. The Goop, each point in Goop increases Fan of Flame. So now they want you to kind of max Goop and kind of like stay away from his ult so you can get the stacks on him. Here's a really big change. Infusions. You can only have one infusion right now. You may be like, oh, that sucks, but it's not too bad because now you can only have one infusion, but that's going to force you to keep 500 gold in your pocket so that way that you can start buying and making sure you top off your item builds. The Scout Traps have a new animation when they're arming. They have performance improvements, all these bug fixes. I'll let you guys read them up. That is going to be all of the 1.18 patch notes. Let me know what you guys think about this, what you're excited to see, what you think is OP, what you think is going to be nerfed. Let me know what you think about Vox, and I'll see you guys in the next video.